All right, guys, welcome. My name is Margaret DiMarzio. I'm an executive director on Team Nailed It. I have 3 kids. I work at Children's Hospital in Boston, and obviously I'm a Color Street stylist. And tonight I'm going to talk to you guys about Instagram because I absolutely love this platform. And this is the platform where I actually met Kelly France. And I guess that's where the whole Color Street thing came to life for me. So I am going to share my screen. And what I'm going to do is kind of do it like this, guys, instead of making it like the whole screen so I can kind of see you guys. Otherwise, when you're talking to like a blank screen, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. So let's talk a little bit about Instagram. I really feel like there's 5 things on the platform that you really should be utilizing consistently. So here are the 5 things, because what you have to remember is when Instagram first started, the only thing that Instagram had was the news feed. There was no video or anything like that, and people they were on Instagram and everything needed to be like really beautiful looking. And right now it's totally changed. So the photos that you put on your news feed have really kind of turned into blog posts, believe it or not. And I don't feel like your news feed has to be like aesthetically pleasing anymore. You'll notice like a lot of bloggers, like when you scroll their feed, like you're just in awe. It looks like a magazine. But I feel like now it doesn't have to be that way. But when you are posting on your news feed, you really need to make sure that it's great content and that the picture, the picture doesn't have to be professional, but you definitely don't want to just throw up anything. You want it so that people will actually stop and like it and comment. So number 1 is that the photos have turned into blog posts. Number 2 are carousel posts, and that's when you do more than one picture, when you upload more than one picture. And we're going to get into detail of all 5 of these. There's IG stories, IG highlights, and IGTV. So those are the 5 things that I really feel like you guys should be utilizing like at all times, like very, very consistently. So let's move on. So I have a couple of visuals here so that you guys can see it. So this page right here is basically like, it's your profile page. And the reason why I don't say it's your home page is because if you look down at the bottom here, sorry guys, the home page is like your news feed. Your profile page is your page. So it's just kind of, just to remember that, the lingo is a little bit different than Facebook is. So if you look at the top right here, that right there is my username, and I know it's Screw the Mom Jeans, so I hope nobody's offended, but when I picked it, I was doing a different MLM, and I didn't want to switch it, but that's a whole different story. But you get to choose whatever you want your username to be, and then right down here is where you place your name, and I placed Color Street, and the reason being is because I've heard that where your name is located can actually be searchable. So someone said you should always put your business right after your name. So I just did that just recently. I'm not sure if it's done anything just yet, but I'm the type of person who's kind of like, hey, why not? If it's going to increase, my views, then kind of why wouldn't I do it? I also put hashtags in my bio. And my bio, or everybody's bio, really should tell the person what am I all about, right? So I kind of feel like I'm a nail boss. I'm a mom of 3. I want people to know I'm a business builder. That's very, very important to me. I want them to know that I have $1 million team, but I also want them to know about my product, which is salon quality, mani and pedi in minutes. I'm from Boston, and then I wanted to put in a little bit about myself, that like I love meditation and yoga. That's kind of like my thing. And I absolutely love palm trees. And I use this hashtag Team Nail Republic. That's the name of my team. And they always say that you should use that with all your posts, because we've got 30 hashtags that we can use with each post, which we'll talk about. So as you can read in the middle here, it says the words that you include in your name field are actually searchable on Instagram. And that's this right here. So when you're on your profile page, so this is your profile page here, to get all of this here, you're gonna hit the edit button or edit profile. And once you hit the edit profile, it brings up this page over here on this side. So that's where you can write your name, your username, your website. Now, some people are probably gonna just put in their website for Color Street, but I've heard that you really shouldn't do that, that you should link it up to a form or something to give out for free. You should always be a giver, right? Especially in network marketing, kind of feel like that's really, 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 really important to give. So I just set up a link tree, and it just goes to like a Google form, and it does one of the options is to go to my website, but then the other one is, would you like a free sample? So that's right down here where it says the link tree. So this is how you can change your profile, is going right to the screen here. So let's move on. Just want to make sure, because I don't know like exactly where you guys are at, if you have an Instagram page or if you don't. So I tried to kind of include everything into this, I don't know, what would you call it, presentation? So you have two options. You can either do a private Facebook, a private Instagram, or you can do a business Instagram. Now, it's kind of up to you. So when you do a business Instagram, you get to have insights. So your insights are right here underneath your picture. So to view insights, it's located under the picture here. When you click it, you can see how many likes, comments, shares, and saves that you get on this picture. And then when you click on the insight, another page will pop up, which is this one right here, and that gives you even more details. So I actually, clearly mine's a business account, and I love it because I want to know, like, hey, are the hashtags that I have, are these hashtags working or are they not working? So it's really kind of giving me a whole bunch of information. How many people are visiting my profile? Where are they coming from? You know, what can I change? What's different? And a lot of people will say, like, I've heard both pros and cons about doing a personal versus a business. I feel like the pros outweigh the cons, but the only con that is always in the back of my head is, you know, Facebook owns Instagram. And like we all know, with Facebook, our business pages are like doo-doo, right? So we do a lot of stuff on our personal page. So a lot of people are kind of saying, well, what if, you know, Instagram turns into that? But I don't know, if it does, I think I'll just deal with it at that time, because right now I really like to know like where things are coming from. So I feel like it's more of a benefit than anything. So, but that's something that you guys would have to decide. But I wanted you guys to see like what it means, like to view the insights, and that way that you guys can decide which one that you guys want to have. All right, so here is I guess your profile page. As you can see, the little person here. So this is what my profile page looks like. So you really need to make this page as visually appealing as possible. Oops, sorry guys. So I usually like to tell people, choose like 3 to 4 types of posts that relate to your brand. So for me, actually, this is actually an old picture, but oops, sorry guys. This is an old one, but as you can see, it has clearly nails in it. I always feel like you should have your face in some of the pictures, because people want to know who you are behind the brand. I used to be a coffee drinker, but now I'm drinking tea. I liked like the flowers. I'm very much into flowers, but if you guys look at my Instagram page now, I actually took the flowers out and I put in crystals, because that's something that's like really near and dear to me at this moment. And I want people to really get to know who I am as a person. And if I kept the flowers in there, but I was talking about crystals, it really didn't make any sense to me. So what I did was I just switched out the flowers for crystals. But if you choose like 3 to 4 things, and if you're posting the same time every day, because I really feel like you should post at least once a day, people will really get to know like when they're going to see your post. And they really will say, like, I get messages now like, oh, I really love your posts. I really like seeing them. When I come home from work, I'll take a look at it. So even though we don't think people are looking at us, they really are. So really try to pick like a day. I like to try to do mine at night. It just works for me. So I post at night, and then try to post things that really relate to you. So choose like 3 to 4 things, and just try to make sure that your content is like really thoughtful and from the heart, because people on Instagram, they're just different than Facebook. They'll reach out to you. People do shout outs all the time, which is awesome for your brand. So I've had people message me and say, hey, I love your nails. And I'll say, oh, that's great. Would you like a sample? And then I start to probe to kind of like say, who is this person? Would they be interested in the business side of it? How many followers does she have? Is she over 10,000 followers? You know what? I might send this girl a full set. And if I send her a full set, I'll say, hey, would you mind shouting me out like on your page and maybe doing like a story if I give you these nails? Because that's opening it up to like all of her people in seeing those, and she'll tag me in her post and shout me out on her stories. So shout outs are really, really huge, and contests are different, are also awesome to kind of build your following. Because a lot of people say like tag your friend or show support or share. So those are a couple of ways to kind of build your following on Instagram. All right, let's see. Sorry, guys. All right, so how do we get our pictures onto our profile? You click the little icon, that little plus sign. Once you click the plus sign, you can take photos from your library, or you can take a photo like the camera shows up where it says photo or video. You have the ability to edit your pictures right in Instagram. And then once you finished your picture, then that's where it'll say, right, it says new post, write a caption. So that's where you write your caption. That's where I mean like writing your blog post. This is where you should type out what you want to write in your post. So I really recommend tagging people in your post. So say, for instance, this is a coffee post, but okay, where did I get the mugs? Did I get the mugs from Target or, I don't know, wherever else? Tag that company, because you want to be seen on their pages as well, right? So I try to tag like no other. You know, you can tag where you got the coffee. What kind of coffee is it? I absolutely add a location. I usually try to, as you can tell, I'm from Franklin, Massachusetts. But I usually put Massachusetts or Boston for a location. And then you can link it right to Facebook, Twitter, or Tumblr, but I don't. I've heard different things about it, that you really shouldn't, that you should organically just, you know, upload even to your business page on Facebook. So I just copy it if I'm going to share it, but you do have the ability to do it, which is kind of nice. Okay, so we just talked about like your news feed and how they're kind of like blog posts. The other thing that's completely different that has just kind of surfaced not too long ago is called carousel posts. So these guys, they're shown by the arrow right here, because you can see that there's like, it looks like multiple photos because there are multiple photos. You can actually do up to 10 photos in one post. And I know some people will say, well, why would you want to do that? Well, because if you're going to, like with my news feed, you know, I'm only showing the nails once every 4 times. So I really want to show, okay, I want to show a nail fee. And then maybe what I want to do is show them what it looks like in the package. or in sunlight, or in daylight, or, you know, under some other type of light, you know? So I might not want to post that so that my whole news feed looks like that. But if I did a carousel post, you're able to do that, which is really kind of cool. So what you do is you click on the, so to view the carousel post, you're going to click on the picture and you swipe to the left to view all the pictures in the post. So once you're in here, once you click on the carousel picture here, this is what you're going to see. These little dots right here, and you can swipe it. What's amazing is they say that carousel posts can boost your engagement by 500%. I mean, that's just crazy, right? So what I'm like trying to think of is like, okay, so how can I do that on the regular basis? So my thought was, all right, I have a lot of pictures that I just show my face, but wouldn't it be awesome if I showed my face, but maybe I was talking about a workout and I could, you know, post myself on my cycling bike, or, you know, hey, check out my outfit. Isn't this really cool? Kind of stuff like that, you know, because if it's going to boost my engagement by 500%, like I really got to take advantage of that, right? And again, it also helps increase the amount of time that people are spending on your account and viewing your content, which is like huge. You want people to stay on your newsfeed. That's what Instagram is looking at. They're like, how long are people, you know, looking at her feed? How long are they looking at her whole story, or are they skipping it? So that's what Instagram is looking at. And, you know, the more people are viewing your stuff, the more you're going to show up in their feed. And then I just showed, I gave you guys a couple of examples of, you know, what you could post for a carousel post. I haven't done a lot of them, but I am trying to think about, all right, I really need to utilize that because 500% is a lot. All right, so now let's talk about how you can use Instagram stories. Instagram stories is like amazing. I love Instagram stories. So with the stories, it's all about connecting with your followers and building trust. So Instagram stories will show your audience a behind the scenes look into your business and you as a person. The biggest benefit is connecting with your followers in a real and personal way. So 70% of people look at stories over page content. So those blog posts, people aren't spending as much time on those blog posts on your news feed. That's why you should, if you're going to be posting, post a carousel post or a video. Otherwise, spend most of your time in stories because people want real these days. Instagram used to be like this, you know, beautiful feed, and it was almost like scary to get on because you were like, oh my God, like my pictures don't look this great. But now it's really changing over. And it's just like, it's a really cool platform. And people want to see like, you know, your authentic self. So when you get into stories, like just go for it. Like, don't be shy, just show who you are. Somebody said to me, I said, oh my God, how do I keep up with the Instagram stories? They said to think about it as if you were posting like morning, afternoon, and evening. And you can do text on your Instagrams, you can do video, you can even post pictures on there. So how do we do stories? So stories is this little button right up on the top, the camera. Here's your story here. So to view your story, you're going to click on your story here. Okay. So this is my story. These are all the people that I follow. Do you see where it's placed? Stories is placed right at the top of like your news feed. So it's kind of placed where your eyes are going. So to post a story, you're going to hit the camera in the top right corner. And then what's going to happen is once you hit this camera, it's going to come over to this page right over here. So the round circle on the top, this the top right is the story controls. So the controls, I mean, I think you can just go in there once and check them out. They're very specific. Let me see, I wrote them down because I was like, wow, I didn't even realize there were so many things in here. You can hide a story from specific people. They allow message replies, allow sharing. You can save it to your camera roll. You can save it to your archive, and you can share your story right to Facebook. So take a peek in there. This arrow over to the side here is that is going to bring you back to your home screen. So come down here. So this little icon over here, I think it's to the right, is your photo library. So once you take photos in Instagram, that's where they're all going to remain, is in that little library. This right here is the flash, so you can either turn it on or off. This button right here is the magic button. This button, this white circle, you can either do pictures or you can press and hold it to take video. So that's kind of where the magic happens. This is Instagram stories. This little arrow, so it's the two arrows, it's just, you can face forward or it can face you. And then of course, the little smiley face over here, those are the awesome filters that Instagram has. They're really actually kind of funny. Down here, there's different formats. You can do a boomerang, you can do normal, you can do live. And what the cool thing is about doing live, so once you hit that Instagram button to do the stories, it goes in like 15-second clips. So you hit it, and it used to just do 15 seconds, and then you would have to like hit the arrow to say, go to my story, go to my story, go to my story. Now you can just hit the button and it'll go 15 seconds, and then it'll pop up this little block and it'll go another 15 seconds and another. And I can't remember exactly, did I say 15 seconds? It's 15 seconds, not, did I say minutes? I'm not sure, but it's 15 seconds. And then I think you can do up to 60 seconds, and then you have to hit share to your story. The cool thing about going live, you're just going live. It's just kind of like going Facebook Live. But the cool thing is that you get notified when somebody goes live. So you don't really get notified when somebody's doing a story. This ring up here will turn. Do you see how this one has like a little rainbow effect? Those guys all added to their stories. But when you do a live, it actually gives you a notification. So that's kind of like a cool little thing. All right, so inside Instagram stories. So this is what it looks like when you're inside Instagram stories. So over 250 million people use Instagram stories, which is just crazy. So if you're gonna spend your time anywhere, spend it there. Because that's where people are gonna go deep. That's where they're gonna know, like, trust you. And people are just looking, they said, what, 70% or 70% more in Instagram stories than on your news feed. So definitely hang out in here. Plus it's fun. So if you come down to the bottom, this is where it says your story. So I went up, sorry. It keeps on moving with my mouse. So the story button will post content to your IG stories. Your close friends, you can make like a close friends list. You can actually send it to specific people, so it's kind of like really crazy how much that you can do. Under your stories, you have sharing options. You can share to Facebook every time, or you can share just once. It's totally up to you. When you come up to the top here, this little arrow that's pointing down, that will save your Instagram stories to your camera roll. So that's really cool. This little icon here, which is the face, the happy face, is filters that you can use. And this little thing right here is the link button. So if you have over 10,000 followers, you can use this option. Otherwise, the only thing that you can share is from your IGTV, which is something else that we'll talk about. So we're still inside Instagram stories. So the little sticker icon, the square round face, when you press it, it brings up a list of stickers, which you can scroll through, which is over to the side right here. So this is kind of the first page that shows up, but I think you can swipe over a couple of times and scroll down to find more stuff. I always either try to mention where it says @mention. So if I am like reviewing a product on Instagram, I will shout out the company, or I'm going to use a hashtag. You can use a hashtag with each Instagram story that you do. So with every 15 seconds, you can use a different hashtag. That's huge, right? Because that's a clickable link. So definitely use a hashtag for every Instagram story that you do, which I know takes time. But if once you have like your hashtags, like I have like, 20 hashtags that I really like to use. And once you have those kind of in your head, because once you start doing Instagram for a long time, those will be in your head. You'll know which ones to use. And try to use as many of these on Instagram as possible. It's kind of like Facebook, right? They want you to utilize all their stuff. Use it. Definitely use it. So those are the stickers, but then you can also add, or you can use this little pencil icon and just play around with it, guys. It has like a ton of different options in there, like the different points. And then you can add, this is the text button. You can add different type of fonts, colors, you can adjust the size. You can do all that kind of stuff. So I talked about the @ symbol. Make sure that, you're mentioning followers, use your hashtags. The poll feature is really awesome. I use that all the time because when people are on Instagram stories, they do not want to get off. So if you tell them, hey, go check the link in my bio, they're like, yep, see ya, moving on. So what I do is I'll say, hey, oh my God, look at my nails. They look awesome. Don't you want to try it? And then I'll put a poll on the next story. I'll just take a picture, like just, take a picture of anything and put the poll feature on there and say, would you like a sample? Yes or no? And then you can go back to the poll and you can hit it and it will tell you who said yes or no, or maybe yes and why not, right? So why would you want to be no? So and then I private message those people, hey, I saw that you want to try my product. Can I send you a sample? So it's kind of like a workaround. So I'm trying to move on. So try to be as engaging as possible on your stories because you don't want people to skip it or click it really, really fast. You want them to sit on there and listen to your content. So how do you do this? So you have to create photos and videos and content that your ideal client would be interested in watching. So create content that's educational, entertaining, and aspiring. So when you can help, teach, empower, or make a viewer laugh, you have absolutely hit the Instagram pot of gold. So always try to ask yourself the question, why are your followers following you? And what do they want to see from your Instagram account? It's really, really important to stay on point with that. It's kind of like knowing your why. So this was like a little Instagram story challenge that someone gave to me. So you guys can like take a picture of it or screenshot it. Because if you're feeling like, I just don't know where to even start, this is a great starting point. So it kind of like introduces you and who you are as a person and what your business is about. So feel free to take a screenshot of it, and if you want, you can use this to kind of get yourself started on Instagram stories. All right, Instagram highlights. So this is really kind of cool. Here we go, Instagram highlights. I'm going to try to talk a little bit faster, guys. So on Instagram highlights, which is right down here, these are all my highlights here. They're a collection of images and videos that can be pinned to your profile indefinitely. Oh man, I only got 10 more minutes. So the cool thing is Instagram stories only last for 24 hours and then they're gone. Okay, so that's kind of like a buzzkill, right? So Instagram highlights, they stay on there for forever until you want to get rid of them. So they appear under your bio and above your feed, which your feed is down here. And they play as a standalone story. So how it works. So if you hit the plus button here, which this is actually kind of new, it will go directly to your saved images and videos from Instagram. So, so you can hit that. And what I did is in Canva, I just made, a little graphic of what I wanted them all to be named. So your story highlights will play. And so what happened is, when I made this, and I'm not quite sure how it's going to work now, but you had to make a highlight, you had to do an Instagram story, and then you had to add it to the highlight. So you couldn't, and you still can't change how how to place them. So like when you do an Instagram story, you have to, like, however you put the story is how it's going to show up in your highlight. So you really kind of have to know what order you want before you do your story, because you can't rearrange it afterwards. I hope that makes sense. Oops. So let me just show you. So when you're in Instagram highlights, you have options underneath the more button right here. So you can either remove from the highlights, you can edit the highlight, meaning that you can change the cover photo, you can change the name, or delete pictures or videos that you don't want anymore. Then you can send it to one of your followers, you can promote it, and you can copy the highlighted link. I don't know a ton about highlights. I just know I need to use them more. So I'm going to go to my trusty Google friend, or my friend Google, who knows everything about everything. And I got to learn a little bit more about the highlights, because it stays right up on your profile. So we really should be utilizing it more. But sorry, I can't give you a ton of information on it. But just go to Google and it's going to give you a ton. The other thing is IGTV. Now this is like craziness, but IGTV is in Instagram, but it's also on its own. And I know that sounds kind of funny, but it is how it is. So you can use vertical videos in IGTV. Each video can be up to an hour in length. So you can access the videos through Instagram or your IGTV app, which you can just find in the App Store. So as soon as you open the app, the IGTV starts playing. It's kind of crazy. Like when you open it, it's just all these videos. So you can see this guy started playing up here, and these are all the videos that I can watch. So you can swipe to discover more videos. And as you can see, it'll say for you, the people I'm following, what's popular, continue watching. I've used IGTV just a little bit. So how to create it, you will notice, well, first of all, let me see. Here we go, missed one. How do you create your channel? How to create your channel on IGTV. So you have to tap this little icon up here at the top. It's on the right side of the screen on your home page. Once you tap Create Channel, you'll see a brief introduction to IGTV. Tap the next on the first and second screens, and then tap the Create Channel. So this is kind of like what you see when you're creating your IG channel. Once your channel is all set up, let me see. Here we go. So once your IG channel is all set up, it will be right on your profile page. And also, like on your home page, it's going to be up on the top. So IGTV is kind of like YouTube, guys. It's really kind of crazy. It's an awesome phenomenon. It's really, really cool. You can upload videos that you just have. So I'll do a Facebook Live, and then I'll just upload it to IGTV, because why not get two bangs for your buck, right? Just put that crap out everywhere. And the videos never go away. So anyone with an Instagram account can create a channel. So you don't have to have a certain amount of numbers or a certain amount of followers. You can just create the channel. So it's really kind of cool. It feels like it's like something of its own. So I have a couple of Instagram facts for you. Your bio can be a maximum of 150 characters. Your bio is the first impression, your elevator pitch to your feed. Make sure you tell people who you are, what you do, and why they should care. You can use up to 30 hashtags per Instagram post. You can place these hashtags under the caption or in the first comment. What are the best hashtags to use? Ones that are relevant to your brand and content. They aren't a one-size-fits-all sort of thing. And it really is, guys, like, don't take the hashtags that somebody who has 30,000 followers, because those hashtags aren't going to work for you. One study showed that Instagram posts that used at least 11 hashtags got the best engagement. Instagram stories are 50-second clips. Instagram stories disappear after 24 hours. I use Planoly to schedule and to visualize my Instagram. Not that I feel like you need to, but I just really like it. You can share a single post to multiple linked accounts at the same time. You can direct message on Instagram, and you can use voice messenger, which is really kind of awesome. So you can just do like a voice text. That's kind of new. You can use a name tag. So you know how on in Facebook you can use like that. I think it's in Messenger. You know how like the little circle, like the Q code. They have one for Instagram, but it's called name tag. Just look it up. It's super easy to find out where it is. Interact regularly with your followers. Always try to comment and like their pictures and their stories. Like, be really, really engaged. Tag as many people or stores that you can in your post. It's just more exposure. So if you want new followers, create a clear Instagram strategy. Promote your Instagram on other social media platforms. Use relevant hashtags. Post consistently, at least I feel like once a day. Write engaging captions. Use your location and ask your followers to tag their friends. So I know that was a lot of information. I don't know what questions you have. So yeah, using your name. So I don't know if that would be considered using your name because it's part of like our bio. But that is a good question, Rebecca. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, definitely try the poll feature. The poll feature is awesome. Click on the. Give me that. Oh, Michelle. So Michelle, I'll try to help you with that because I did mine and it was awesome. Is there a way to access your preview pages? Oh, you mean like this? Like all these slides? Absolutely. I think I can just download them. It's just Google Docs, so I can just download them, and maybe just put them up on Team Nail Republic. Team Nailed It. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely, Jessica. I can totally do that. Yeah, I hope you guys liked it. I know it's a lot of information, but just take it slow and just jump on it because it's just so much fun. It's just such a fun platform. I love it. I think it's just awesome. So that's why I wanted to share it with you guys because it's really cool. Did you record this meeting? Yes, it is recorded. Can you schedule a post on Instagram without using an outside scheduler? Not at the moment. No, it's a bummer. But maybe soon. My IG name is Screw the Mom Jeans with a little hyphen at the bottom. I can write it. Well, I don't know because I think we have less than a minute. So, but you guys can reach out to me and ask me any type of questions. So please do if you have questions. Yeah, no worries, guys. Oh, thank you, Stacy, for writing in Screw the Mom Jeans. Thanks, Margaret. Thanks, Dina. Thank you guys for hopping on. Let me know if you have any questions on Instagram. It's so fun, guys. We should all follow each other. follow everybody from Instagram. It's where all the cool people are, I'm telling you. Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys all for hopping on. I know it was long, but if you have questions, just reach out to me. I think it's probably gonna shut off on us. So just reach out to me and I'll answer all your questions. But thank you guys so much. And I'll get this recording and the slides